Hello, everyone. My name is Derek, and welcome back to the Gridiron Blitz. If this is your first time here, we do live streams and Detroit Lions content and NFL content. We do it all on this channel, so consider subscribing. I would really appreciate that. Today, we're going to talk about Arian Foster. We're going to react to this. I'm going to play this real quick, and I'm going to give you my thoughts, and then we're going to look at the NFL players' reaction via Twitter to his comments. So let's do that right now.
It's funny, before we started taping, Arian was telling me about how the NFL is rigged and how every year he used to get a script.
Yeah.
Day one of training camp that would get dropped off at his locker. And you would have to, it was like week 1, you'll do this. Week 2, you're going to have a hamstring injury. Week 3, this is going to happen.
Yeah.
Week 4, you're going to get 3 touchdowns. And so then you just have to, did you memorize those before the season started, or would you go and rehearse the script before every game?
We're really dedicated to it, so it was more so like that's what practice was about. It was about practicing the script. Like, this is what goes on, and this is what we have to do in order to,
And this referee is going to miss this call
Yeah,
because
we
they
do.
hate you
Yeah.
and they love the Colts, that
it's
sort of thing.
WWF, so it's like, you
Yeah.
know, we know what's going to happen, but you still got to put on a show.
Yeah.
What did you think when you got the script in 2016 that said your career was going to fall off a cliff when you stopped believing in God?
That was 2015.
Yeah,
Yeah.
around there.
That was
Yeah.
2015, and oddly enough, the script writers, it didn't have anything to do with that, actually. It just had more so to do with they needed to change the scenery in Houston.
It was time to go.
Yeah, it was time to go, so they wanted to get everybody out of Houston. That was the ultimate goal, so that was what that was about.
All right, now we are going to, I'm going to give you my thoughts, but this was so big that it made Fox News, and NFL players revealed their reactions to the scripts they were given for the 2022 NFL season. Now, before we get started, let me give you my thoughts. Everybody who's in my streams, they know that I think that the NFL is narrative driven. It is based on storylines, 100%. If you look at the back of your ticket, you can find that it's entertainment. If you look, that's why Vegas is so heavily involved. That's why you can predict things before they happen. That is why sometimes things are too good to be true, right? So I believe that the game isn't predetermined, but they do have a way that the game should go based on the storyline. I'll give you an example. For me, we've seen the Detroit Lions be on the bottom of that for a long time. And this is my honest belief that for the I believe that, okay, Tom Brady, he should have left after he won a championship, right? But you could see Tom Brady's championship coming a mile away. You could see Matthew Stafford's last year a mile away. His first year from the Detroit Lions. Now, how does that equate back to my team? I go so far as to think that Matt Patricia was kind of like a plant. He was brought here to tear down the studs, bring Detroit to the studs, and we rebuild from there, right? But if you look at the storyline with Matthew Stafford, he couldn't do anything in Detroit. The moment he left, he was all the NFL talked about, right? He was on the cover of every magazine. He runs through everybody to get to a Super Bowl. He runs through Tom Brady, just everything, right? So I think that Matthew Stafford was the storyline last year. He was one of them. There are multiple storylines going on in the NFL. Now, what's happening in 2023 is too early to tell. We got to see where Aaron Rodgers lands, where Derek Carr lands. We got all the coaching vacancies need to be filled, right? So that's just my belief, and I'm not trying to convince you otherwise or for you to believe something you don't want to believe. You probably see it, but you don't want to accept it, and that's okay. When you do, you'll know. You'll know in that moment. It hits you like a beam of light. You're like, you know what? So I've accepted it. I'm okay with it. I just want my team to start winning. That's all I ask the NFL to do. Just like when you see Roger Goodell at a game, I'll tell you this. The NFL does not want the tragedy that we saw on Thursday night. And it got so bad that when we saw Roger Goodell at a game, I would say 99% of the time, the game went down to the wire, right? The NFL is about entertainment. It's about a show. But I want to show you the reaction from NFL players, and I'm going to give you my 2 cents on why this is happening. So these are the players react. I almost used this picture in the thumbnail. I think I did use it in the thumbnail. That's crazy. So Alvin Kamara says, when they handed me the script for our season during camp, I almost walked out the facility, right? Joke. It's not, none of these are real. So don't take all of this with a grain of salt. Micah Parsons, shaking my head, show the script. I might show the script from the playoffs. Marlon Humphrey, giving me me giving up 200 to Chase was just me following the script. So players are having fun with this. Who wrote the Vegas ending? This is Ocho. After I read my NFL script, and it said I had to get cut 5 times by the age of 25. So players are having fun with this, right? Darius Slayton, everybody's having some fun with this, right? Me, a Lion, after reading our script in 2008, that is the year we went 0-16. So my thoughts of this are all of these players are obviously joking, right? So my thoughts are whether or not players are in on it and have literal scripts, I don't know about that. We've heard some stories. We've heard that the NFL has a script, that certain players are privy to the script, certain players are not. We have heard a lot of things. How many of them are true? I don't know. I do believe that there is a narrative with the NFL, and that's why it's easy, and you probably see it as well. But like I said, I'm not here to tell you, to convince you anyway. When you see it, where you see it, how you see it, you will make that decision. People are going to attack me because of this video. You don't have to, I'm just the messenger, right? So was Arian Foster telling the truth? Was he, I don't know. He's kind of he's an interesting character. But I thought the fact that this made the Fox News, like it's all anybody's talking about for the last couple of days. I thought it was definitely worth us talking about. So let me know your thoughts. And again, I'm not trying to ruin anybody's picture of the National Football League. If you don't believe it, fine. If you believe it, fine. Some of you probably see it, but you don't want to accept it. It doesn't matter to me. Again, the Detroit Lions are on the come up. I'm predicting this. I'll give you my thoughts, right? If you've been in my stream, you've heard it. My honest opinion, the Detroit Lions have been down for 50 plus years, half a decade, generations after generations, right? And I believe that the NFL was part of the reason we were so bad, okay? Now, from Matthew Stafford leaving, the NFL gave him his thing. Now we're going to get ours, right? So my belief is that the Detroit Lions will win a Super Bowl by the time I'm 50. I think they will win the division in the next 2 to 4 years. And the reason that I like, for instance, if you look at the if you look at the Seattle game, when you have blatant missed calls, right? The Minneapolis Miracle, why did Lattimore go as low as he did? When you look at the year after that, I believe that the Saints were, because of Bounty Gate and how that made the NFL look, that they have done everything possible to ruin the Saints. Okay, from the Minneapolis Miracle to the what was the one after that? The no call by Nikhil Robbie Coleman. A lot of stuff, man. So I think that the Detroit Lions are on the come up, and we weren't good for the NFL, but because of Dan Campbell trading away Matthew Stafford, now we're good. If you look on YouTube, everybody is making the Lions video. Non-Lions creators. We're all anybody's talking about, right? That started last year or 2021. So I believe that now, because the Lions are good for the NFL, maybe the Ford organization made amends with Goodell. I don't know. But you could really see it once Tagliabue went out and Goodell came in. That's when it became super obvious that the NFL, that there were some storylines going on. But again, I've accepted it. I don't care. It's sometimes it gets tough to watch because it's so obvious, but I don't care anymore. I want my team to now benefit from the narrative, and I think that they are. So again, I'm not trying to make you feel any type of certain way. You probably see it. Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't care. Maybe you do. You just don't want to accept it. It doesn't matter. I just thought this was funny, and I wanted to talk about it. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think the NFL is rigged? Do you think it's storyline driven? Do you think it's narrative driven? Just go back in your catalog of horrendously missed calls. Oh, the Seattle game. The Seattle game, the NFL was saying to the Detroit Lions, just hold on a bit, okay? You're going to ascend soon enough. Just hold on a bit. Let this other storyline play out. Let this other story, Pete Carroll, all that other stuff. To me, they wanted Green Bay to make it to the playoffs. So if Seattle loses to the Rams and we beat them, the Green Bay Packers, we go. But the Detroit, and I've always believed this, that for us to overcome the NFL narrative, meaning the Lions, that you have to be really, really good. Okay? That's just what I believe. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm sure you will. I'll see you guys in the next video.